Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Gran Turismo 7. Now I do apologise about this video, it's kind of been sat around for a long time before I've actually commentated over it, and today I'm going to bring it to you to kind of continue with sort of the JDM theme I want to get going around the next month or so on this channel. I'm kind of making these videos a bit more spread out though than being every single day. So I'm going to review the B series Honda Integra and the K series engine swap that you can get for this car. So first and foremost, we're going to have a look at the bog standard 98 Integra. 463.45 pp, 198 brake horsepower and weighing 1080 kilograms. As you can see, nothing on the car. Then we have this. This is the K20 swapped Honda Integra Type R. Both the same models. I know there's two different models in this. We have the 95 and the 98. I believe it is just the 98 that's eligible for the K20 swap. I believe it's the same with sort of the EK series sort of Civic Type R that we have, where only one of them is eligible, even though they're only sort of a year apart. So yeah, it's going to be the 98 model we're focusing on. We have the black one, which is going to be the K20 swapped Integra. And the way we run it, as you can see, is basically comparing them both. So 57.53 pp for this one, 315 brake horsepower, and weighing a little bit more at 1,144 kilograms, with nothing else added on. So if you've never joined me before, I'll kind of explain what we do in a minute. But first of all, let's go ahead and talk price point. 127,500 credits for the K20 swap. Now, in terms of the overall GT economy, that's absolutely nothing. And as you can see, it turns it from an NA to a turbocharged, takes it from 1.8 to 2 litres, and puts on over 100 brake horsepower. The only thing it realistically does is add that little bit of weight, which is the only downside to it, increasing the PP by around about 40 to 50 performance points. So let's just quickly explain. I'll get a standard version of both with purely just a swap, then we will go fully upgraded to compare both different versions to see if it's worth your time. So the first one up is the standard B18 or B series Integra Type R. Now I'm going to straight up say this: if you had to ask me what is one of my favorite production cars of all time, the Honda Integra Type R, this generation specifically, would be up there. I just think there is something absolutely awesome about this car, and whilst no, it's not the fastest car in the world, it's front wheel drive, overall there is just something about the styling and the rawness of a bog standard stock Integra Type R of this generation that is just absolutely insane. Maybe it's the high revving engine, maybe it's the noise these things make, maybe it's just the styling, but there is just something to me that massively appeals, that just makes this car one of my instant favorites. Now I'm going to be straight up honest, I'm a bit of a Honda fanboy, there's no denying that. I absolutely love the motors that Honda bring out and release. And when I look back on their kind of catalogue of vehicles in terms of late 90s models alongside the likes of the NSX, the EK Civics and such, again, it just kind of bolsters the reputation in my eyes that they made some insanely great production cars, and there is just no denying it. You know, putting the Type R badge on an Integra was a great thing that they did, and to be honest, I am on the lookout to get my hands on one of these things. It's just a shame the typical JDM tax took it through the roof. So we're going to complete the lap of the standard B series Integra Type R with a 144.160. Now we're going to head over to the engine swap. Now these are identical in terms of setup and suspension or anything like that. The only difference is one now has a K20 and the original has the typical B series engine. So the K series in this one, I believe, is from the 2020 model of Civic Type R that we actually have in the game. So it's running that kind of specification of K20 engine. It's a K series swap. I think in terms of Honda engines, I think in terms of like overall popularity, I think we can all say K-Series engines are extremely popular, whether that be a K20 or the K24. They are extremely popular swaps, not only in the real world, but also Gran Turismo in the likes of the Honda Beat and stuff. And this is one that kind of goes underappreciated in the Integra. Is it absolutely ideal in terms of the standard model with no mods? No, to be quite honest. As you can see, the car is now almost too lively. It still retains its front wheel drive, kind of drivetrain, so there's no drivetrain swaps in Gran Turismo 7. Again, missed opportunity, but it's now hauling ass with over 300 brake horsepower on everything else being standard on the Integra, and it's a bit of a difficult car to handle. There is no denying that. The amount of wheel spin this thing gets and the way you have to sort of change your driving style just by swapping the engine is rather quite ridiculous. It certainly wasn't made for an engine like this, but that is going to change a little bit later on, and I will show you as we go deeper into this video. So we're going to round the lap up with the K-Series swapped Integra, but overall, how was it? Well, not too bad, apart from the fact that it just feels like it wants to throw you in the barrier every 2 seconds. Having a look at the timesheets, as you can see, we have the higher PP rated being the K-Series, the B-Series is the 400 PP one, and there's around about 3 to, almost 4 seconds difference over a single lap of the Sardinia layout that we've just took on there. So although it's much more difficult to drive overall, it is still proven that there is a lot more performance just by doing the pure engine swap. Would I recommend doing it with no mods though? Would I say that is my preferred way of driving this car? No. B-Series all the way if you just want the pure standard experience. But that's now going to change, at least slightly anyway. So we have our B-Series, it's all kitted out in a very period correct sort of touring car styled livery. It's got the wing, it's got the downforce, it's retaining that FF sort of layout to the car. But it is fully weight reduced, it's on racing softs. This is as maxed out as possible that I could at the time get the B-Series Integra Type R, and it's definitely no slouch. I'll give you a quick look at the tuning sheet for this one. PP wise, 682.26, 418 brake horsepower and weighing only 885 kilograms. But then we also have this. This is the K-Series swapped Integra, and this is where the swap goes absolutely ballistic, missile levels of just ridiculous speed. Now, it does essentially turn this thing into a time attack weapon. If I could have fine-tuned this, I feel like this would be an insane time attack build. It would be one that would, definitely sort of pay homage to those time attack cars, hence the different livery on this one, hence why I've kind of gone away from the sort of touring car style of the B-Series and gone for a full-blown time attack style. In terms of PP, 729.05, 556 brake horsepower, still a bit more weight at 949 kilograms, so it does have that to sort of, I guess, kind of counter it. So we're going to go ahead with the B-Series swap first as we head around the Nürburgring Sprint layout. Now instantly this car felt at home. It was, yes, a bit more of a painted drive, but in terms of getting this thing through the corners with the reduced weight, the better brakes, the downforce of this car sticking to the ground, it felt like a proper full-blown touring car on crack. It was just absolutely insane. I was really quite sort of took away by just how good this thing handled it and just how well this car actually drove. It's not perfect. Again, fine-tuning would have made this overall a better build, but it felt fantastic. And just listen to this noise. In my opinion, it's one of the coolest car sounds ever made. A Honda absolutely smashing itself off the rev limiter, and one of the best engines to listen to in terms of a Honda doing just that is the B-Series engines. It sounds absolutely awesome. So we're coming up to the latter part of the lap, and as you can see, we're going to round the final corner. The car overall has pretty much behaved itself. Again, it's a bit more sketchy in terms of this is a front wheel drive car with a ton of horsepower, but it did manage to do it as it crosses line with a 131.9. Now This is the time attack car of all time attack cars. It's ridiculous. The K series swapped Integra, fully upgraded, as you can see, using the handbrake to actually get it to turn in. Again, this car needing refinement to be absolutely perfect. It certainly wasn't as well behaved as the B series. There is no denying that. It wasn't as stable. Again, the wheel spin is just made even worse. But if you fine tune this thing, which I have then gone on to do, this is a fantastic time attack car, and it's absolutely awesome to see. This thing pops flames, it flies through the corners, it weighs almost nothing, and you've got the added horsepower. And putting this on racing softs is just a fully kind of, you know, built not bought feel, and it feels fantastic. This is where the Integra really does react well with that K series swapped, when it's kind of, you know, lowered to the ground. It's got the downforce there to keep it there, and if you can get that fine suspension fine tune as much as possible, you're in for a great little car. As you can see, hitting 165 mile per hour as we go into one of the more kind of deeper braking zones. It bounces off of that curb, and then we've got to try and get the power down as we rocket into the final right hander. As you can see, the brakes just working overtime. They're absolutely insane to see them working so well. And then it's going to power out of the final corner, and the K series swap does go over the line. So let's have a look at the overall times. As you can see, 729.05 pp, no fine tuning, versus 682.90 pp. Again, no fine tuning, and it's much closer than I originally thought. 129.303 for the K series and a 131.956 for the B series. So there isn't overall too much in it. However, once you get either of these cars fine-tuned, you're going to be in for a good time. So whether you want to go K series or B series, to be honest, you're in for a good time no matter what. You can get either a touring car build done, a time attack build done with any of these cars. It's a insanely versatile and actually cheap swap. So there we have it. Months after I actually shot this video, I finally got around to, you know, sort of commentating over this video. I've been waiting to do it for a long time, and I feel like it fits really well into our JDM week as we sort of explore different JDM cars, different parts of Japanese car culture, and one of my favourites of the bunch is the Honda Integra Type R. It's a timeless classic in terms of its styling. It's a great looking car. It's a great built but not bought car. And whether you want to go for the high revving screaming B series, or you want to go for a rocket ship of a K series swap, this car can really suit any of your needs. It's a front wheel drive go-kart essentially, with the weight reduction and the swaps. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn your notifications on so you don't miss another upload from me. I upload GT7 and motorsport related content each and every day for your viewing pleasure, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Peace.